Welcome to Baggies Out, presented by Cameron Balloons. I'm Dieter Hambicki. We are currently at flight number 1 of the 2023 U.S. Women's National Championship, hosted by the Hot Air Jubilee in Jackson, Michigan. There are 3 tasks this morning, 1 fly-in and 2 hesitation waltzes. It's shaping up to be an absolutely beautiful morning for flying, so let's get into task number 1. Task 1 is a fly-in task. That means there is an X at an airstrip where pilots need to fly to and throw a baggie at. But there is a 100-meter MMA, and the only valid baggie score is if the pilots hit their markers on the pavement of the airstrip. Any baggies outside the pavement are invalid, and the pilot's digital markers will be used with a minimum score of 100 meters. And here we see our first pilot going over task number 1, Sana Harus. This looks like a really good pass for her. Oh, this is going to be quite good. A little bit of a wind up here, and the toss. Absolutely excellent. 12.82 meters. That's going to be the distance to beat right now. Probably a solid first place. Kimberly Whiteman, the second pilot here for task number 1. And the baggie is out. Oh, just barely not on the pavement, I think. And it looks like she's coming in quite hot, having to burn out of this. You definitely don't want to hit the ground. That is a pretty severe penalty. You also don't want to get wet, and that is a really good burn to get out of that descent. Stopped it right in time. Great piloting from her. Natasha Stanke coming over the target, throwing from a little bit of altitude. Let's see if the winds are going to get this baggie onto the asphalt. Generally, you want to throw from a little bit lower than that and right in the grass. That's going to be one of the digital markers, 112 meters for her. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get to the 100-meter minimum there. Next pilot, Janet Lutkus. It's going to be 503 meters. Carol-Ann Walter here coming in. This is looking like it's going to be an absolutely perfect pass here in this purple balloon. Slowly approaching the target. A little bit further pushed away from the target than she probably wants, but a good windup. That should be a really good throw. You see, a little bit of a toss. Ooh, just barely on the pavement. That one should count. 56.8 meters. Not the greatest throw, but that is still going to be better than any of these missed targets. Kelly Keller. Next pilot. I don't believe this one's going to be a baggie toss. Nope, that's going to be 204 meters measured digitally. Kelly Roca, our next pilot, 158 meters, also digitally scored there. Here we can see what looks like the end of the scoring area. That baggie, possibly that may count, I'm not entirely certain. And here we see the results for this task 1 fly-in. Sana Harus there with 1,000 points, 12.82 meters. Then Carol-Ann Walter in second, 56.8 meters for there. Really good throws from both. And here you can see the scoring officials. There's a nail in the dead center of the cross of the X the pilots are throwing the baggies at. They hook their measuring tapes onto it and measure to the baggies. Hes Waltz, task number 2. Unfortunately, there were no hard target scores. Kelly Keller getting first place, Angelica House in second, and Sherry White in third with a pretty decent score on 2 and 3 there. Only a couple points separating them, and really not all that many separating 2 and 3 from first. And this is now task number 3. This is only a 50-meter MMA, so these pilots will need to get to the middle of the field here. There's very low levels for error, and we can see all of these pilots playing follow the leader here from task to task. And here, Amanda Broadbeck coming into this target. See her flying over, slowing down a little bit, coming into the target, stopping the descent right there. Absolutely perfect from her. Maybe overburning a little bit, but you can also see her just climbing out of this target already. See, and the baggie is out right there. That's a perfect throw. 1.07 meters for Amanda there. That's going to be the score to beat. Very difficult to get anything less than that, as we see Sana Harus, our next pilot, who did very well on task number 1. A little bit further out, but this is definitely within throwing distance. See what Sana is going to be able to do. The winds seem to have slowed down a little bit. These pilots are going over the tasks fairly slow, which gives a good amount of time to really see where you want to throw. 9.8 meters there from Sana. A good throw from her. Now, Carol Ann Walter, another pilot who did well in task number 1. Let's see what she is going to be able to do here on task number 3. Should be a good score. That was a good pass by her. Something that you want to see. And that's going to be 17.25 meters. A good pass from Carol Ann. A solid 3rd place so far. Sherry White now coming in that yellow spiral balloon. A little bit higher than the rest. Baggie is out. Lands a little bit farther out. 12.75 meters. A good score for Sherry. Should keep her competitive. Now Meg Skelton coming in. Another should be very good pass. You can see her kind of coming in, diving into this task. Coming in pretty hot. We'll need to burn out of this descent. And look at that. Absolutely perfect. Stopping exactly where she wants to. Oh, might have overburned a little bit. You can see the vent line coming in right there, but that shouldn't matter too much. Venting a little bit to try and get down a little bit more as we see the wind up. The baggie is out, and that's going to be an absolutely perfect throw. 5.44 meters from Meg Skelton. And very good score for her. Natasha Stanke. That's looking a little far out, but maybe right on that 50-meter MMA. You want to get the baggie within the MMA. That is always going to be a better score than just doing a digital. Let's see what her throw is going to be like. This one's probably going to be a decent score, but it is only flight 1, day 1. And there are many more tasks to go. So any points, that's what you're looking for right here. That should be the baggie out. You can see it hits the ground. That should be within the MMA. Should be a pretty good score there from Natasha in that red, white, and blue aero balloon. Yeah, 25.25 meters is going to be a very good score for her to round out the day. Now, Elisa Talbert in that chili balloon. Unfortunately, not able to make a throw out of bounds. 104 meters. Still a pretty good logger score, all things considered. Now, Kimberly Whiteman, another pilot who had a very good pass on task number 1, and looking to pretty much just plop it right in the center of the X. Very good pass here from her. Oh, that's going to be perfect. 1.58 meters for her for task 3. And that is going to be 2nd place. Amanda Broadbeck In first place, that 1.07 meters with 1,000 points. Kimberly Whiteman in second with 1.58 meters, 993 points. And Meg Skelton at 5.44 meters with 943 points. Very good throws for them. Next, we will see the end of the standings after flight number 1 with Sana Harus. First place for her, 2,418 points. Very good showing. Sherry White, about 60 points behind, 54 behind in second place. And Caroline Walter, 196 behind with 2222. And then Kimberly Whiteman, 2,208 in fourth place, only about 14 behind that third place. So the standings are very, very close after flight number 1. You've been watching Baggies Out. Thank you to our sponsor, Cameron Balloons. Thank you to all our patrons. If you like the show and would like to support us, subscribe to the Patreon. The link is in the description. Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss flight number 2 of the 2023 U.S. Women's Nationals.